Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go over a full body dumbbell workout. We're going to have 4 different movements, and we're going to perform them 4 times. Alright, so first, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. If you're on my website watching this, you can also check out a few other exercises and workouts that I have posted up. Normally have them linked somewhere in there, so you can just check them out. But let's get into the workout piece. So this is a full body dumbbell workout. We're going to have 4 different exercises. First one's going to be a burpee deadlift. Second one's going to be a thruster. And then third, plank row. Fourth is going to be backward lunges. All right. So each one of these movements is going to have 16 reps for them. So whenever we get into doing the plank row and the backward lunges, we're not doing different numbers on each side. And we're going to also do this 4 times. All right, so we're going to do all 16 burpee deadlifts before we move on to the 16 thrusters and so on and so forth. And we're just going to keep going down. So once we complete all these, that's 1 round. And we're going to do that 3 more times. All right, I'll go over how to do each movement. That way we can perform them correctly. We will be using 2 dumbbells for this. And it's just going to be, that's all you're going to need for this workout is just 2 dumbbells. All right, so let's get right into each exercise, see how to modify them, and also how to really actually do them. Okay, so first movement we have is going to be a burpee deadlift, all right? So we're going to get these 2 dumbbells. Basically what it is you're going to perform a burpee while holding onto the dumbbells, and then you're going to jump your feet to the middle of them and perform a deadlift at that point. So let's look at how that's done. So you'll take 2 of your dumbbells, weight for this, for the whole workout if you want. I'm using 25s right now just to demonstrate these movements. If I were to do it, probably be around 30 to 35. So that can kind of give you an idea on what weight to use for this workout. All right, so I'm using 25s, but for this movement, you're going to take the 2 dumbbells, and I'll go sideways first. So you will go down. You want to make sure that you keep that back maintained, right? We don't want to just go straight down like this. You'll go down, place the dumbbells on the ground, wide enough to where you can hop your feet back, and then you're just going to lay on the ground. Once I lay on the ground, I'm now going to push my hip or my upper body up and then snap my hips. So then my feet come back into the center and then I stand straight up. So come back down, feet go back, come down, upper body up. So I'm pushing up, snapping my feet right to the center, and then I want to make sure I get a good back and stand straight up. All right. So if you're doing it from the front view, I'll stand straight here, place the dumbbells on the ground, kick straight back, and then I'll push my upper body up, and then stand. All right, so there's not really too much to it. To modify it, if you need to, you can not do the full burpee. If it's the pressing up and snap your hips up to get to the feet, that's one way you can modify it. So if I come here and I have my deadlift or my dumbbells, I can just come here, back, forward, stand straight up. All right. That's one way to modify it. Another way would just be lowering the weight for it. So, and then also if it hurts your wrist or something like that, to hold on to the dumbbells. You can obviously let go of them, do a burpee, come back, grab them, stand it up. That's another way to do it as well. So that's the burpee deadlift part, and also kind of how to modify that one. All right, so the next move is going to be a thruster. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have our feet in that squatting position. So first, how to really squat, feet outside your hips. I want to push my hips back, sink down, and then come right back up. If you need more of a tutorial for that, I made a video for that, so be sure to check that out. If you go to my website, it'll be on there, Home Training Gym, so you can see the video for that. But we're going to take both dumbbells. You're going to have them up right here, so you want to try and have them rest on the shoulder, all right, as much as you can. Feet in that squatting position, and then all we're going to do is we're going to squat, keeping that chest up, and then I'm going to explode up and press up with my hands. All right, so side view, we're going to squat, and then I'm going to explode, press up. All right, so come back down, squat, explode, press up. So the dumbbells probably won't rest too easy or too great on your shoulders, but that's just something you'll have to work with. For the squat and coming up into the thruster, faster you go up, the easier those dumbbells are going to feel going up overhead, right? So whenever you go into that squat, come up quick. That way it's a little bit easier to press up overhead. If you need to modify it, lower the weight. Also, if you can't perform a deep squat, you don't need to, all right? If you have the dumbbells, you can just go to here and press up. You don't have to go all the way. That's another way to modify this movement. So then we'll check out the next movement, which is our plank rows, all right? So this next movement is gonna be plank rows. You're gonna take both your dumbbells, we're gonna get into a plank position. So if we can, get them right underneath the shoulders, get into a good plank. Again, if you don't know how to do a plank, I have a video on that too, so be sure to check that out. But get into a good plank, and you want to kind of have them close. So real close to each other, you can have your feet out a little bit wider, and then now we're just gonna pull straight up, and come straight down. Up, straight down. All right, so for that, you're just gonna have to play with balance. So the balance of it, and just either spreading your feet out more, bringing your dumbbells in closer to each other, just feel it out on that. So from a front view, if I'm right here, I'm gonna have my dumbbells close, feet out a little bit wider, and then now I'm just gonna pull straight up. We wanna try and avoid going and pulling like this, all right, and yanking our back and yanking the dumbbell up. We wanna try and maintain a good flat back and make sure it's stable throughout, and I'm just gonna pull straight up with my arm. All right, so it's going to be 8 and 8 whenever you perform this movement. So it's just 8 on one arm, 8 on the other. You can alternate. You can do all 8 on one, all 8 on the other. Totally up to you. But that's how you perform the plank row. If you need to, if it hurts your wrist, you can get into a plank and then grab one, pull it up, set your wrist down, grab, pull it up. And you can just perform that as well, so you don't have to hold on to the dumbbells for this movement. That's one way to modify it. Another way is to go to your knees in the plank. So if you needed to, you can go into the plank this way, and then from here, you'll just pull. Again, you have to work on the balance for it, but that's another way to modify this movement. All right, so let's look at the next movement. All right, so the last movement is going to be our backwards lunge. So whenever we take our dumbbells, we're going to have them both down at their other side. I want to make sure my chest is up. I roll my shoulders back. And for the backward lunge, all I'm going to do is I'm going to step 1 foot back. So I'm going to have 1 foot forward, or 1 foot stay in place, step it back, and then I want to make sure that knee doesn't go past that toe. In the front, I want to come down, and then I'm going to push back up, right? So step it back, make sure you have a wide base, and then come back forward. So I would think of standing tall, all right? Have my feet out a little bit, and then whenever I step back, I'm going to keep them in that same line. So I'm not going to bring them close and bring them together because then I'll be off balance. I want to keep them in that same line. Come back, make sure that knee doesn't go past that toe on the front, and then step back forward. All right? Okay, so that's all 4 movements for this workout. Remember, it's a full body dumbbell workout, all right? Be sure to choose the weight wisely for this. It's 16 reps for each one, so you'll perform 16 before moving on to the next movement. And on the last 2, you'll just perform that on each side. So even on the lunges, I'll step back, 1 leg equals 1, other leg equals 2. Same thing with the arms, 8 and 8 for that as well. All right, so be sure to watch this video. If you just skip it to the end right now, I've modified a couple of the movements, also showed you how to do them correctly, that way we're not injuring ourselves or anything like that as well. And again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't, if you're on my YouTube channel. And if you are on there, you can head over to Home Training Gym to find more workouts and also exercises and gym equipment and different reviews on that as well. All right.